Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. In today's video, I would like to share the lessons that I've learned in this book called Fiqah Muallaf. This book is actually written in Malay language and was written by Ustaz Muhammad Nizam bin Abdul Qadir. The point of making this video is just a sharing of mine. I'm not a scholar. I'm just a new Muslim and I'm still learning. Therefore, if there is any error in the translation, I seek forgiveness from you in advance. Point number 1. There is no compulsion in the religion of Islam. During the era of Islam in Medina, Islam was getting stronger in a sense like having an established country and a strong armed force. However, there's no single record in the history proving that our Prophet ﷺ forced the local Arabs to accept the religion of Islam. It is also stated in the Quran, chapter number 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 256. Allah SWT stated that there's no compulsion in the religion of Islam, and therefore Muslims are not allowed to force anyone to accept the religion of Islam. This matter has further been elaborated by Dr. Zakir Naik in this video.
We Muslims, we were the lord of the Arab lands for more than 1400 years. For the past 1400 years, the Muslims were the lord of the Arab lands. For a few years, the Britishers came. For a few years, the French came. But overall, the Muslims were the rulers of the Arab land. Yet today, there are more than 9 million Christians who are Coptic Christians. That means they are Christians since generation. If the Muslims wanted, they could have forced each and every non-Muslim to accept Islam at the point of the sword in the Arab land. These more than 9 million Coptic Christians, they are giving Shahada. They are bearing witness that Islam was inspired by the sword. We Muslims, we ruled India for more than 1,000 years. We ruled India for more than 1,000 years. If we wanted, we could have forced every non-Muslim Indian to accept Islam at the point of the sword. Today, more than 80% of the Indians are non-Muslims. These more than 80% non-Muslim Indians, they are giving Shahada. They are bearing witness that Islam was inspired by the sword. Which Muslim army has come to Indonesia? Indonesia today has the largest number of Muslims in any country, more than 200 million Muslims. In Malaysia, more than 55% of the citizens of Malaysia are Muslim. I am asking you, which Muslim army came to Malaysia? Your country, which Muslim army came? Which Muslim army went to the east coast of Africa? It was the business, it was the traders. When they came here, people accepted this religion. In a span of 50 years, from 1934 to 1984. In a span of 50 years, the increase in the major world religion. It came in Reader Digest, Almanac Yearbook, 1984. Number one maximum increase in religion, it's Islam, 235%. Christianity, only 47%. I am asking you, which war took place between 1934 and 1984, which forced the non-Muslim to accept Islam? Which war? Which war? Today, leave aside the past. Today, the fastest growing religion in America is Islam. The fastest growing religion in Europe is Islam. I am asking you, who's forcing the Americans to accept Islam? Who's forcing the Europeans to accept Islam?
Point number 2. The creed of monotheism should be prioritized. According to the hierarchy of importance in Islam, the creed of monotheism was being held the most important and on top of any other thing else, such as Salah, Zakat, fasting in the month of Ramadan, politics, economics, and etc. However, in my own experience, just after the first month of conversion, right before everything is being settled, I was already being invited to Dawah and Tabligh. And there are also Ustad inviting me to studies in his madrasah and telling me that dunya is not important. In another word, he is telling me to leave my job and saying that the money is not important. In my own opinion, I would say yes, the akhirat is very important, but right before we reach akhirat, we have to go through the worldly life as well. Therefore, we have a duty to take good care of our worldly life as well. And we Muslims should help the new reverts to establish their Islamic faith over other things first. Number 3, to studies about comparative religion. All religion in the world tell us the follower to do goods, be it Islam, Christianity, and Buddhism, all teaching us to do good, but there can be only one truth, and which one is the truth? Ultimately, we will be held accountable to find the truth, and knowledge is the foundation and pillar of truth, and without the guidelines of the knowledge, it is very easy for us to slip and being led astray. In Islam, we welcome everyone to ask anything about the religion of Islam, this including the non-Muslim as well. As a reverse, we should know how to answer when the non-Muslim asks why do we choose Islam, so that we don't have the sense of loss and embarrassment for not being answered the question, and at the same time it serves as a dawah purpose to the non-Muslim community as well. So the next one, custom and culture. So this has been divided into 2 divisions. The first one is the custom and culture that is against the teaching of Islam and shouldn't be practiced by the Muslim, while the other one is the custom and culture that is not against the teaching of Islam and is allowed to be practiced by the Muslims. The examples of custom and cultures that is against the teaching of Islam are such as Christmas, the 9 Emperor Gods festival that is being celebrated by the Taoism follower, and Thaipusam. These 3 examples are the festivals that is related to the deities other than Allah SWT and shouldn't be celebrated by the Muslims. However, the customs such as serving teas to the elders during the Chinese weddings and the culture of receiving the red packets during the Chinese New Year is allowed to celebrate because it is not against the teaching of Islam and it has no relations to other deities or other gods. So the next one, non-Muslim should studies about Islam and Al-Quran. As the title being stated, the writers encourage the non-Muslim to study Islam and to read Qurans. But in reality, the non-Muslim has no interest to study about Islam. Therefore, we as a Muslim should always share the beauty of Islam to the non-Muslim and be patient. Inshallah, I will translate and share a video of our brother in Malaysia, Brother Lim Jui Sun, on dawah to the non-Muslim community so that it will be beneficial to English-speaking audience as well. Till next time, Assalamualaikum.